Hi, I'm Peggy Phillips here with the Hollywood Times and about to see Fernandomania. And I have right here Carmelita, and she is the director of Fernandomania, right?
Yes, so I'm the director of a play called Linda by Maria Valenzuela, which is Fernando Valenzuela's daughter.
Oh, nice.
It's a beautiful love story about how her parents met. And then I'm also the director from Somewhere by Jose Luis Lopez. And, that's about Fernando Valenzuela and also the impact he had on the community back in the 80s. I'm also the director of Baseball y Novelas by Ignacio Gonzalez, and he's also a stand-up comedian. It's a beautiful, funny story, and it's about Abelino, the main character, one of the main characters, and how he deals with, like 2 or 3 different generations: his child, his mom, himself, right, and how Fernando changed a lot of people's lives and people became fans of baseball. The last play is Nando by Gloria Isabel Briseño, and it's a play about grief and about loss. The Nando was named after Fernando Valenzuela, the character of Nando. Yes, so Fernando Ochoa, he was named after Fernando Valenzuela. So, but the whole lineup, there's 12 stories. They're all beautiful, great stories. And I think everyone will have a great time celebrating Fernando Valenzuela, which is a hero in our community.
Yes.
And celebrating the work by our fellow writers that are also from the community. And we have these fantastic actors. I think everyone will have a good time.
I'm excited to see them. So that's quite a season.
Yes.
You're very busy.
Yes, yes.
How many plays do you put on here a year, do you think?
Oh, I wouldn't know that. Steve, help me out here. How many plays does CASA put on per year?
Usually about 7 or 8.
Right, because
They're
it's every
very
2
busy.
months,
Every 2
right?
months. Yeah, because they go into rehearsal. Like when I was talking to Edward, who's playing Fernando, he said it was a five-week rehearsal.
Yes.
So you're there all those 5 weeks. You're very busy.
Yes, and with 4 plays, it was every day with different casts, right? Trying to juggle. Yes, but
So what got you into doing this?
since I was a little girl, I've always loved acting and theater. I grew up here in Boyle Heights, and I had great teachers. Before they got rid of funding for the arts, I was taken to see a children's Shakespeare in downtown. And ever since then, I never looked back, and I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And then having Josefina open up Little Casa, Big Casa, it's nourishing all the artists from Boyle Heights, right? All the people that had dreams of doing these things, and we're all here doing it. Yes.
Yeah, I always tell the actors that work in my company how important it is to meet the children afterwards, because you can really change their life. I was a ballerina in my first life, but I didn't believe they were real. And then when I actually got to meet one and it was real, I was like, oh wow, I can do that.
Right.
So every time the parents, when you take your kids to the theater and you take them to see a film, their minds are expanded and they start to really find out what it is that their passion might be in the arts. And we need more funding.
Yes, yes, we definitely do. Yes.
Yeah, there's going to be a link to also donate to the film that will be placed in the article at the Hollywood Times. Well, you're a delight to meet, and thank you so much.
Thank you
I'm
so
looking forward
much.
to seeing the play.
Oh, good.
Now I know so much more.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And please get your tickets for Fernandomania.
Yeah, it's here until the 21st of September.
Yes.
And it plays only on the weekends, so you got to go because they're selling out. This is a full house already tonight.
Yeah, this weekend was completely sold out. Today there's no tickets left for today's show.
Yes, so he was very popular. And he passed away in 2024.
Yes.
So this is a very recent production, and it's very timely that people want to see it.
Yes.
Good. All right, thank you.
You're right.
Hi, I'm Peggy Phillips. I'm here with the Hollywood Times, and I'd like to introduce you to Emmanuel. What's your last name?
Delia,
Deliage, and he is the
Executive Director of CASA 010.
and CASA 010 is what we're here for, is to see Fernandomania, right? What is all your role in this production?
Sure. So, as the Executive Director of CASA, I oversee the whole shebang from the fundraising. But I'm also directing a couple of the pieces. So I'm very happy to have my creative hand in it. And
So there's several projects going on here.
yes.
So I know it's a very busy theater. It's been here for 25 years. They're celebrating their 25th anniversary, which is amazing for theater. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I heard there was going to be a documentary made. You did an interview on that, but I now am part of this documentary. What's your role in the documentary?
Sure. Again, as the executive director of CASA, I basically oversee everything that comes out of CASA. So I'm, technically one of the producers of the documentary, but it's really CASA's documentary, and we're celebrating 25 years. And like you said, it was no easy feat, but a lot of incredible stories, a lot of incredible talent has come out of CASA, and then we just really wanted to capture the good that comes out of this small theater.
Great. And here, tell everybody why we're standing here for this beautiful mural.
This is Josefina Lopez, who is the founder of CASA 0101. She opened a space actually across the street, which we baptized Little CASA for a while when we ran 2 spaces for a little while. And but yeah, she just really wanted to have an art space in the community here in Fort Heights where people have access to the arts without it being prohibitively expensive, without having to have an incredible pedigree. It's like, you know what, I have a story to tell, I want to write, I want to learn acting, and just have lower barriers to access to the arts. And I think we've done that.
Good, and that's what the community needs. It's also what all the actors need, and everybody at your tech crew, they need to get their feet wet and start producing things instead of waiting to, be hired in the next big thing.
Exactly.
This is what's the stepping stones. So were you also part in deciding that this is the production you're going to put on?
Well, I approve pretty much all the projects. It was Josefina's idea, but like many of our ideas, it was a perfect fit. And so, Fernando was such a figure here in Los Angeles, and then especially in the Latino community. And so it was a no-brainer to do something to honor Fernando Valenzuela.
So Edward is the actor who's playing Fernando. Can you tell us a little bit about the story of Fernando?
Well, sure. He basically was drafted by the Dodgers. He's from a small town in the Sonoran Desert called Chihuahua, and he was drafted, I think, at 18 or 19. He first played on one of the minor league teams, and started at the very end of the 1980 season. And the opening pitcher of the 1981 season got injured, and so they just said, "Hey, I think 24 hours before, can you just pitch?" And he said yes, and then he was shut out. And anyways, and he wound up having a great career. That was an amazing season, but what more so than being a very talented pitcher, he was one of the first Mexican players in the major leagues, and in this LA is very great Latino town, and it really brought people to Dodger Stadium. And so, the phenomenon Fernandomania, and it wasn't just in LA. It was just right now we have Shohei Ohtani, and it's kind of like when Shohei Ohtani plays. People come out to go see just to see Shohei, and it was the same thing at Fernandomania. He was like a cultural phenomenon, and so we want to celebrate that and what he meant to so many people.
So, what's the time frame? What year was he playing baseball?
He played in 1980, and I believe he retired in 1994, 96. He played with the Dodgers from 1980 to 1990. In the last 4 or 5 years, he played on other teams.
So there will be, the baseball fans out there. I'm sure that they're very aware of who he is. Those of us who aren't the baseball fans are now getting some education, which is good and it's inspiring. And I'm really excited to see the play. I'm happy to be here, happy to meet the actors and those that have been working here, keeping this theater going. And thank you for bringing this production.
You're very welcome. Thank
Nice
you
to
for
meet
coming.
you. Yes, of course. Thank you. Hi, I'm Peggy Phillips here with the Hollywood Times, and I'm here to interview one of the lead actors in tonight's show. This is Edward. Edward, what's your last name?
Edward Navarrete.
Navarrete. He's playing Fernando in Fernandomania, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so you would like to tell me, I'm sure, a little bit about what inspired you to get involved in this production.
Well, definitely, it's in the name itself, Fernandomania, about Fernando Valenzuela, and pretty much his impact to the Mexican-American community. And pretty much he's like an idol and still being idolized for what he did to inspire other people of colored skin like myself, that we can also do it, as in like make it big. And even though he came from a small little town, small little village, like dirt ground home, to be in California and to play the big leagues, very inspirational.
Yes.
That's what that meant.
Now, some people may not be aware of him or that he's a baseball player. Can you just tell us a little bit about who he was?
Definitely. He was a pitcher of the Dodgers. As you can see, number 34 here. He started pretty much at the age of 20, 21, and winning the 81 World Series, and that was a big deal. He won like the Cy Award, Rookie of the Year award, which has never been done before. He was the first to do it, and that's a big deal. And pretty much also pitching a whole game that can cause a lot of strain in somebody's arm, but he did it. And that's inspirational right there.
So, are you a baseball player?
No.
So did you have to prepare for how to?
Oh yeah, I had to watch a lot of videos of Fernando in slow motion of how he's like, getting ready, lifting up his leg, looking up to the sky, and then just pitching. It was a little bit of aching and sore in the first few days, but then I got used to it. But a lot of videos.
So how long have you been? How long have you been putting this up?
The rehearsals were about 5 weeks. 5 weeks, yeah.
Which is playing on Fridays and Saturday nights. And as it says here, it's open. So we're here and it's going to be closing the 21st.
Yeah, Sunday the 21st.
So you can come on out. It's right here on First Street. It's a lovely neighborhood, lots of fun places to go and eat. Come and see the show, learn a little bit about the Latino culture and about this amazing baseball player. And it's a bit of history that everyone should know about. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. First weekend, completely all sold out. So get the tickets while they last, because they are going out quick.
That's good. So I'm going to see the play. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking very forward. I'm looking forward to seeing you. And it's a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure as well.
Please say cheese.
Meeting you.
And I'm here to interview Kimberly. Kimberly, what's your last name?
Huff. Really Huff.
Now, she's a writer, and one of the things we haven't mentioned is that this production has several plays within the play. I think there's 12 of them. They're all about 10 minutes. So, and they're all basically on the same theme. Is that right?
That's correct. So the central theme of the festival is Fernandomania, what Fernandomania meant to us, the writers. And so we crafted 10-minute plays around that central theme, Fernando Valenzuela.
Yes. So you were telling me, what's the name of the play that you wrote?
The name of the play that I wrote is Safe at Home, and I actually named it after one of my favorite books by Alyssa Milano, a female baseball fan, and that was what really inspired me to give the play that name.
So how did you get interested in becoming a writer?
I went to the LA County High School for the Arts, so I've always been interested in theater, and I found early on that I really preferred pen over mic. I actually do stand-up comedy, but I really prefer writing the jokes, and then I'm like, okay, well, if I have to perform them. With this, when I was told about the project that was coming up, I realized I'm not going to have to get on stage. This is awesome. So I will pitch my draft and see where it goes.
So did you already have a passion for writing something about his story, or did you decide once you heard this project that you were going to write?
A little bit of everything that you just said. So I have always been a baseball fan, and I had been working on a project on my back burner of a story of my grandfather, and he was the one who introduced me to the love of, my love of baseball and the Dodgers. And Fernando Valenzuela was a connecting point for me, my grandfather. So when I was told by Josefina Lopez about this project and the workshop that was going to be happening surrounding this project, I decided I'm in. I want to pitch my idea. So there were 18 writers in the workshop, and then they selected, anonymously selected 10 of our plays to be a part of the project for Fernandomania.
Well, that's really exciting. Well, this is something different than seeing a full hour-and-a-half play.
Right, yeah.
So this is going to be exciting to see a different format. Many different writers are all part of this project, creating along the same theme. It was a wonderful idea. should
Yeah.
have a trilogy of this. They're going to football next.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about football, but I'll give it a shot.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Kimberly. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I
much.
enjoyed meeting you. Looking forward to seeing your project.
I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Now we've talked about the plays that are going on here about Fernandomania, but we also talked a little bit about the documentary. And this is Abel.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, and he is in the documentary.
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing in the documentary?
Sure. I was asked to be part of the documentary because I've been working in some capacity here at CASA for about 15 years. I started here being a costume designer for the musical In the Heights, and became in-house costume designer here. I also began writing again here in the last few years. I became part of the Brown and Out Festival, which is the largest and longest running LGBT Latino specific writing festival and play festival in the country. And I became a part of that, wrote some pieces for that, and then started producing that, as well as producing more of the musicals here. And eventually I conceived and wrote a brand new musical that was developed here, and has had 5 years of successful productions of it. When it first opened here, it sold out for 7 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And then it played again and it sold out for another 6 weeks. And since then, other theaters have produced it. And it's the first Chicano LGBT specific musical, full musical that has come out of it.
And what's the name?
Arena, a house musical.
Well, that's exciting. Yeah. Well, let me know when it's playing again.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. You will be dancing.
Good, we like that. So you started off in wardrobe as a costume.
Yes.
So, and then where did you get that desire?
When I was younger, I was doing wardrobe styling for music videos and just basically being a club kid at this place called Arena that I later wrote a musical about. So it's kind of like the full CASA has allowed me to have these full circle moments. That and just being a creative storyteller. I was a writer when I was younger, also a composer, singer, and just I've always had an artistic flair.
You have. So you really dove into all aspects of any type of entertainment. Really, I think he does it all.
Yeah,
Do
and
you play an instrument?
I do. I play piano, and you know, I was always a fan of Josefina Lopez's work as a young Chicano. When I first read Real Women Have Curves in college, and then to eventually work with her, and because of working with her, I've been able to work with other great Latino and Chicano artists as a costume designer and as a musical theater producer. It's been a wonderful journey here at CASA 0101.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Real Women Have Curves is on Broadway.
Yeah.
So, and she wrote it.
She wrote the original play that was turned into a film, then turned into a hit Broadway musical.
And she started this theater.
She did 25 years ago.
That's pretty amazing. That's also very exciting to see that you can start doing one thing and then do another and another. You don't have to just stay doing the same thing. That's kind of what's nice about the arts is you see everybody doing their job, and then you pretty soon. In the theater, it's not like film. In the theater, everybody does everything.
Yeah.
You need something in the film. It's like, no, that's not my job. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see this, and it's nice to meet you. And congratulations. You don't need my help. You got it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's great to be here, and come see Fernandomania.
Yes.
You're a Dodger fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thank you.
This is Catherine, and this is Ramon Tani, and they're all a big part of this production. They're all a part of Fernandomania. And let me tell you a little bit about this. This is a big concept. I mean, just to try to give it justice, he's quite an extraordinary man, and to try to write, like you said, there's 12 plays going on. They're all about different parts of his life, I guess, or career. Tell us about this whole concept. Who and why did you guys come up with this concept of Fernandomania?
So back in April of 2024, I was doing Mi Jardín, which is another play festival, and it was based on healing. And I started to reflect on the happiest times with my family. My dad was very strict, and so I thought about when he was the happiest, and it was usually around times that the Dodgers, specifically Fernando Valenzuela, was playing. And I thought, what if we wrote and dedicated some plays to Fernando Valenzuela? Because I felt that many people could relate to what Fernando Valenzuela meant, not only to our families, but to our communities. He was one of the first Mexican baseball players, but he also represented a lot of dreams. He opened the doors for many incoming immigrant baseball players, and I just felt like this would be a great opportunity for us to talk about one of the greatest icons, and especially Fernandomania.
It's also something that, like I say, if you were a baseball fan, you know who he was. If you weren't, you now can learn. It's making this timeless. So this is history that is timeless, and people will enjoy knowing more about this. So you come and see the show, then there'll be the documentary, the film, which has the same name, right?
The same name, the documentary of the film, it's, you mean the CASA 0101 documentary?
Yes.
It's a little bit different. So Catherine is part of that, and she can tell you a little bit about her journey as being here in CASA.
Yeah. So my part of the documentary is kind of about how I started here at CASA and how I was very shy and I didn't really want to talk to. I didn't really have a lot of friends and I didn't really want to talk to a lot of people. And as I started taking the acting classes at CASA, I started to come more out of my shell and being more social. And just like overall, like a more happy person, because I feel like acting is a very good way to just like relieve yourself of like things that you like, like just like any emotions you might be feeling. It's a good way. It's like a good therapy kind of way to be able to express those kinds of emotions. And so yeah, in the documentary, they just kind of asked me about like how I started, like as like this shy girl to starting my own theater club at my school. And then like we go to like my grandma's house and we talk with her there, and like she talks about how like when she used to like sing when she was in Mexico, and yeah, it's just a really cool like I guess explanation just about like how important this place is, like amazing this whole theater is.
It's true, and the kids that come in and start in the theater program, some of them are very outgoing, some people like say are more withdrawn, but they all eventually end up in the same place. Those that have to be pulled down a little bit, those have to be brought up a little bit, and they gain their confidence from actually being different people, and getting to know that what they're doing is something that you might see on TV, see that it's going to be a career, it could be a hobby, but whatever it is, usually I've never known anybody who hasn't enjoyed what they're doing. You wouldn't do this if you didn't love it. It's a lot of work. Trying to get to rehearsals and trying to do your schoolwork and then come and do these plays. So it's something you have to really love. I'm so glad that you found it, because I'm a big supporter of the arts, and especially of people giving back to the community, giving back to children. I was telling somebody that it's always important when you are an actor to go and speak to the younger kids afterwards that come to see you, so they know you're real and that you too can be a part of this, and it inspires and changes people's lives.
I agree.
Well, it's so nice to meet both of you. I think the play is about to start, or one of the 12 is about to start.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak.
Thank you so much.
Did you tell me?
Yeah, my name is Moni Vargas. This is my partner, Michael Vargas, and we are the directing and producing team behind the feature documentary on CASA 0101 Leaders 25th year anniversary. And we've been working on this for about a year now. And we're excited for the next steps. So yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you. So do you want to, we're going to see actually a play, and we're doing the play first, and then you're actually going to be making a documentary film
all about the story. You want to tell people a little bit about the story?
Well, the story of the documentary is about the 25 years of CASA 0101 and the history of the roots of the theater here in Boyle Heights. And of course, its founder, Josefina Lopez, who famously wrote Where Women Have Curves, and who
It was on Broadway.
Yes, on Broadway. They debuted this year. And we're going to see not only the brilliant mind behind the theater, which is Josefina, but we'll also get to see the lives of one of the youth actors, because CASA 0101 has an incredible youth program, and also one of its playwrights, who is not just a filmmaker. I'm sorry, he's not only directing his own stories, but really providing an opportunity for a wide range of youth writers here in not only in the neighborhood, but throughout Los Angeles.
And I was asking if they had already cast this, and that's when I found out it was a documentary. And then you were starting to tell me a little story about that before we started the interview.
Yeah, so the film focuses the main through line, which is Josefina's story of how she came into finding her voice in the craft, and then the origin of the original CASA, which started right down the block. It was Little CASA back then. And as it grew, they outgrew that space and found this space. And over time, the story really dives into how this space provided an opportunity for so many actors, playwrights, costume designers to get their foot in the door, because in this industry, it's so much about what have you done when you're trying to get your foot in the door. So by Josefina starting this space, just giving people that opportunity, but also giving a place where people felt safe to share their stories. And a lot of the pre-interviews that we did with a lot of people who have made their home in this place, the first thing they always say, it's a magical place, it's transformative, it changed my life. So we just felt very honored to be part of the filmmaking team to finally share this story with just beyond the community, but anyone who will listen, because it is through a Latino focus, but it's a universal story about inspiration, what can you do to help yourself along, and by taking charge, people around you will start to rally and say, wait a minute, I believe in this. And here we are 25 years later, and it's still going strong.
Well, actually, to do anything 25 years is quite an accomplishment, but to also remember this is a theater. And people in LA need to come out and support theater more often than they do, and not always, you know, the big shows, but like say, people get their start in the smaller theaters, and you made it through COVID, which was really difficult for, you know, a lot of talent agencies, a lot of actors, people that make their living entertaining you. So, and is there anything else you wanted to let everybody know about what you're doing here?
Yeah, so we are in a fundraising stage for the documentary, and all of the donations that are presented are tax deductible, because this is a 501c3 organization. So we just encourage folks, if you want to support this story about CASA, or you want to just support the theater in general, you can go to their website and there's a link to donate.
And what website is that?
It would be CASA0101film.com, or just CASA0101theater.org.
I think just 0101 Theater. So CASA0101.org or CASA0101film.com.
And we'll put a link to that in the article, so you don't have to look too far. Just go to the link and take a check this out. Now, this is opening